and Isaac Brock. Well, welcome to another week of General Admission. Today is May 10th, 9th. Hello, everybody. Hello, Brett.
I forgot the number for 9 in Spanish.
Nueve.
Nueve
Yes.
de Mayo. There we go.
Nueve de Mayo.
Clearly, I was great at Spanish in high school.
A+. A+. Nicolas, cierra la boca. That's what I used to hear all the time. I still kind of hear that. I wanna open the show with a quick little story for you, Brett. I want to paint a picture here. A young man travels his way into work on a rainy Wednesday morning on a grunge kick, just listening to slow and sometimes fast and sometimes quiet and sometimes loud music blaring in his ears all day, when he decides to put on In Utero by Nirvana. As he hates everyone around him in his office, while he blasts Kurt Cobain in his ears, he scrolls down the Spotify page towards the bottom of the album, and he sees...
Is there a theme there?
A shirt for sale. There's no theme at the bottom. He sees a shirt for sale on Spotify. A cool Nirvana shirt that he's never seen before. Just sitting there at the bottom of the page saying, buy me, buy me. So he clicks it and he buys a shirt. And 2 weeks later, the shirt gets here. I was that young man. I bought a shirt off an ad on Spotify, and I am deeply ashamed. They did get me, but it's a cool ass shirt.
Was it through the band's website?
It was. So it says Nirvana.
That is pretty
in
cool.
Stencil letters, and it's got this big snake, and then it says "Serve the servants." It's pretty cool.
Awesome.
It was nice to see a Nirvana shirt that wasn't just like the smiley face, and it was also payday because it was Wednesday, and I felt like I had money. The illusion of money. And I bought a shirt off Spotify. Like, they got me. They got me so good. And I just feel
the
stupid,
ads were in
but
bloom.
They were. They were. And the shirt came as it was to my doorstep.
Did you get any royalty with that too, or just came with the shirt?
Just the shirt.
Okay.
They didn't even put a sticker in the bag. This is the problem with these major, like... All right, so I buy a shirt through Spotify, but it's through the Nirvana store. So you got to figure Spotify is definitely taking a cut. Like 100%, not 100% of a cut, but like 100% chance they're taking a cut. Then Nirvana's getting the money. So what's that? Just like how much did Dave Grohl make off me buying the shirt? That's what I want to know.
I see the ad right now.
But wait, where do you see the ad? Because I was convinced the ad was specific to the album that I had on, which I thought was...
Yeah, I went to the In Utero.
Yeah. Like, if you listen to Nevermind and scroll the bottom, I don't think you're seeing the shirt, which is crazy specific targeted marketing.
That wow, so shop.spotify is a thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to like install an ad blocker for Spotify, or I'm just gonna buy a shirt every Wednesday. It's a good shirt too. Hand spun cotton. I've been seeing that on tags a lot lately. The Iron Sheik shirt was hand spun cotton too. So there's someone out there is hand spinning these shirts for me. And Dave Grohl's getting paid. How much does Dave Grohl get from I guess it was like $25. It was maybe 30. You think he sees like $1?
Maybe.
He just gets a check from like the Nirvana estate every month.
Maybe it'll give him a new complaint.
No, you're not allowed to read song titles.
That's a line from the song.
This is cheating. That's fair. That's fair. Uh, never mind.
Full circle.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm the sucker buying shirts off Spotify, but it looks worn in. I like shirts that look worn in. I don't have to do any work for the shirt to look cool.
Very 90s
Yeah,
in a good way.
yeah.
Not there's a bad way. But
I actually need help. Like I'm hoping Fish can pull me out of this because for the last like month or two, I'm just listening to like only like grunge music, and I don't think it's healthy.
I think it's because the book you're reading.
A hundred
Like if I'm reading a
percent. Yeah,
music book, I'm going down whatever spiral that book is about.
yeah. It sent me off on it for sure. But like I'm also listening to like a ton of brand new, who I consider grunge, at least like partly. The science fiction album is very grungy. But like just like depressing, yelling, loud, quiet music all day. Like and summer's here. Like it was a beautiful weekend. This is not the time for I mean, I don't know. I think
You
like
should be in the water.
God damn it, Brett. God damn it. Seriously,
How
I
sick is that solo though on that song?
so good. That and I think is it 137 has a pretty good solo too. I forget.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Yeah. But man, that album is really good. Like I kind of slept on it or something. Or I'm just like really into it right now. But
They got canceled and everyone kind of stopped listening.
yeah, they still have like pretty huge fan base. Like I don't know. They kind of have like a cult following, I think. But like
The
I think
Reddit's
if
still
if
active.
I think if they came back, people would buy tickets pretty fast. But I don't think they are coming back. I was looking up what their guitar player Vince Acuna or something like that.
Do they
Acuna
do anything
Matata?
else?
No, so that's what I was trying to find out because that dude is like a nasty guitar player. The guy with long hair and all that, and he teaches yoga in the desert out by Joshua Tree.
That sounds very brand new.
It tracks. And apparently Jesse Lacey's wife does like fashion for NBA players, and she's like really well off. So he's probably just chilling too. But like I thought at least Vince the guitar player would have still been doing music stuff. Oh well.
And so he's doing yoga with Joshua trees.
He's transcended space and time and he's just floating amongst us all. Yeah, I don't know. They'll never come back, but they
They were
have.
going to go away before all that happened anyway, right?
Yeah, yeah. It just sped
It
it up
expedited
and
it.
like kind of chipped us out of like a last tour. But what are you gonna do? We still have four really good albums. Maybe five. I mean five too. I don't really count Your Favorite Weapon. That's just like a separate it's almost like a separate band. It's good though.
Okay.
But yeah. I don't know. We had the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame happen this weekend.
We did.
Or just the announcements.
The inductees
The
were
inductees.
announced.
Yes, yes, that's right. I don't care. Do
I
you
don't think
care?
many people do anymore.
But like I care enough to look at it and then talk about it. But it's just like I don't know what they're doing.
It's a pretty strong class, though. Like I'm probably in the minority here that thinks it's awesome that Missy Elliott is going in.
I mean, she's got bangers. And like
Yeah,
she deserves here's the thing. She deserves to be in now that it's not like rock and roll music hall of
it's
fame.
like Music Hall of
Like
Fame.
yeah. So like that's fine. Who else? George Michael got in.
He did. Kate Bush of Stranger Things fame.
That's
Of
what
course, she's famous way before that, but
that's what I was wondering. I actually looked it up. She was like crazy successful in Europe. So I was like, is she just flash in the pan, got famous from Stranger Things, and now is like in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? And
no, she was huge in
no,
the '80s.
yeah. Well, I guess that tracks with Stranger Things.
And our girl Shell Crow's getting in.
You soak up the sun. 3 months, 4 months.
That's a wormhole I'm probably gonna go down soon. I'll probably listen to like the band splain episode on her and just
That's a
get
good
like
idea.
5 hours of content on it.
I have more fun researching some artists than actually listening to them.
Same sometimes.
I just tell me the story. Like, I don't know. Who
And of
else
course,
was
the
on
biggest
here?
one is Rage Against the Machine in our
Yes.
world,
Yeah.
and Willie
Which
Nelson too. But
is so wait, question. Is Rage Against the Machine like getting in and accepting it? I feel like does that go against who Rage Against the Machine is?
I feel like at least with like Tom Morello, I feel like he appreciates rock history enough where like it's an honor for them.
Yeah.
I mean, he did
Yeah.
put out a statement. I didn't read it in full. I'm hoping this is what he said. He didn't like shit on it, but
No,
maybe I
I think
should
that's a good
double
point.
check that.
I can see that being the case, and I can see Zach being like, I don't give a shit about any of this. So maybe they could hit all the bases and still get in. I don't
But I
know.
did
I
see there was
mean,
a lot of pushback about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame just straight up ignoring like metal, like Iron Maiden still not in. I
yeah,
don't
that's a
think they put
crazy
in like
one.
Judas Priest yet.
Yeah, some of these like um Soundgarden didn't get in. That's not metal, but also like they're younger. Like I hate the way they do this, and like I think baseball is the same way, where it's like these bands are definitely gonna get in, but they just don't want to let them in too like soon. I just think it's stupid. Like the whole making bands wait, making players wait. Like I don't know how. Like Iron Maiden's gonna get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, so just put them in.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Like that's I'm reading his quote now, and it's kind of that. This was like their fifth nomination they finally got in. So he said, "So always the bridesmaid, never the bride," in a way. But it's an honor and it's great for the fans, and it's something my mom would be very happy about. Was his quote?
All right, it's like a reluctant acceptance. Like
Yeah,
it's cool, but it's stupid.
I mean, if you've been up for 5 years and it took you 5 years to get in, I wouldn't be that excited either. I'm gonna how is Soundgarden not in? Like Chris Cornell is like an all timer.
Yeah, it's just these like who's deciding this anyway? I guess they just have
That's a great question.
a
Probably
committee
is
of
a committee.
dudes. We need like a fan. I mean, then everyone would just get voted in because everyone with fan bases would.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that wouldn't work. I guess we need just a committee of old dudes.
young dudes,
I don't
all
know.
the young dudes,
I feel like if you're a young dude, you're probably not on a voting committee of any sort. Voting committees are just strictly old dudes.
like the Baseball Hall of Fame,
Oh my God. That's like all the grumpy writers,
all
right?
the
Don't
grumpy
they get
old
the pick?
writers.
But yeah, I don't know. Um, Good for Rage. Like, that's
And
great.
Missy.
And Missy.
I went very much down that rabbit hole last summer.
Big Missy Elliott fan.
Yeah, now I am.
Did you throw it down,
Thanks to
flip it, and reverse it?
I did.
Nice.
Thanks to 60 songs that explain the 90s got me into her. And they did The Rain.
Oh, I haven't listened to that one. Shout out Rob.
If you have a
Actually, we got
sound system with a good bass, The Rain is like absolutely incredible. The beat on that song.
rain. Yeah, I can't tell you. I think flip it and reverse it, and I don't even know the name. Is all I
Aaron
got.
Timbaland,
Is all I got for Missy Elliott. But I'm sure
Get
I
Your
would.
Freak On,
Yeah, that's it. Oh, I could have. I knew that. I knew that. I'm rescinding that. I didn't know that.
Gossip Folks,
Yeah, I can't name Missy Elliott songs.
Sock It To Me,
Sock it to you.
Sock It To Missy,
Sock it to Missy.
Hit Him With The He.
How many albums does she have? She's like,
Not that many. Like she went
no,
quiet for a really long time.
she's still putting stuff out.
Not full albums, like a single like every now and then. But like her last full length was 2005.
Oh, damn.
But she
Yeah,
had
she
like
really doesn't have
six
that many.
really good albums.
That's cool. Quality over quantity. I'll take that.
That's for sure. and she's
Yeah.
like a major influence to like so many female rappers today.
Yeah, I remember just like hearing her a ton in like my radio days of listening to Z100 and playing video games.
Oh yeah,
A simpler time. So when is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Do we know?
it is. Where's the date?
Because they'll do like acts and have people like whoever inducts Rage. How many times can they
That'd be
get
pretty
Dave
cool.
Grohl to induct bands? Like, has he
It
reached
shows
his
up every
limit?
year.
Honestly, like that's who I'd want to induct my band.
I think not have the date on here.
We'll never know. I mean,
Because remember, like HBO like films it.
maybe I'll try and watch it this year. I can't tell you. I've usually it's just that's a YouTube the next morning, watch the highlights. But if it's on HBO, I got that Max login.
It's coming Max next week or a couple weeks.
Nice. All right, well, we should try and watch it. We also have to watch that music box thing for Jason Isbell.
And they have a David Bowie one on there right now too. That's supposed
Oh,
to be very,
damn.
very good.
Damn,
Called
we
Moon
got a
Age
backlog.
Dream, Daydream, Moon Age Daydream.
All right. We should pick one and do a GA movie watch.
I like that idea. And I also can't find this date, so I'm just gonna not look anymore. Google
It's
it.
okay. Yeah. I'm sure it's out
That's
there somewhere. This
what
is
it
why we need a
is.
producer. We need someone who can Google stuff. If anyone wants to
Oh
sit
my
here
god.
and chime in occasionally, hit me up.
November 3rd.
What? I'm sorry.
So we can watch this around the holidays.
November 3rd? What are we? Why? Man, I don't know.
They just
For
don't do
an
anything right.
entertainment based Hall of Fame, they sure don't know how to drum up hype,
They do
announcing
not.
something 7 months in advance.
Maybe this is
6.
where the bamboozle planner went.
He's doing the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame now. Uh, whatever his name is, John Diaz. No, that's a comedian. What's the guy's name? Whatever. The bamboozle guy. He went dark, but I don't want to talk
He's
about
getting
bamboozle
sued by like
anymore. Yeah,
everyone. So
yeah, yeah. He's not even getting sued by fans right now. He's getting sued by like actual like corporations, I think. Ah,
oh well.
should have got a better lineup, and then none of this would have happened. We
We
got
also got
some,
some more bad news this
yeah,
week. Or if we this news broke today, so if like we didn't record today, we would have had to like sit on it for a week.
I know. This news sucks. Some 41 calling it quits. Kind of more of a retirement than quitting. Like I think they're going about it in one of the better ways I've ever seen a band do it. Granted, like bands we grew up listening to, we haven't really faced this yet.
No,
Like every band we've grown up listening to isn't playing music anymore, either had a death or got canceled.
pretty much it's
Like
those two.
I don't know if I could think of many bands other than like the flash in the pan emo bands who played for like 5 years and stopped, who we'll talk about modern baseball later. But
It was yellow card for a bit, and then they decided to come back.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, Yellow Card did it. And I think Sum 41 did it like 10 years
Unin
ago.
Unintentionally, because that's when like Derek had his whole like he almost died.
Yeah, but they did book it as like a final tour, I think. I I think I might have just been reading internet comments and taking them for word, which I
Because
tend
I'm
to
pretty
do.
sure like that was the only thing that came close to stopping them.
But yeah, the gist of it today was 27 years. They're just I don't know if they gave like a real reason other than just like we feel like it's time. Um, they're finishing up a tour right now. They are putting out the double album, which we have been talking about since day one of this podcast. And then they're going to tour that. So you'll have your chance to see them one last time. I know we were saying that we're not going to miss it.
No,
Hopefully. I mean, you
that's a
never
clear the
know.
calendar
But
show.
yeah. Or like if I have a conflict with a New Jersey date, get to New York or somewhere else.
Yeah, or Philly.
Yeah.
Two-part question though, real quick.
Yeah.
So, do you think they're retiring because of Derek's health, or do you think like something happened during the recording of this album where it's been taking so long and like maybe like they just didn't want to make music together anymore, or C, something else?
I mean, I'd like it to be C, that they just feel that they've reached all they want to do with this band. And so I guess if that is the case, then that would be kind of like B, which is as they recorded this album, they're like, we've done what we came here to do, and now it kind of feels forced. But like,
Doesn't
couldn't
feel right though, because
they
they
could
sounded so
just,
happy to
yeah.
be back playing music together.
And if they don't feel like creatively inspired, like you don't have to put albums out and you can still tour. So I'm not sure. I
I
I can confidently say they're one of my favorite live bands to see.
Yeah, they still kill it.
And they're in that wonderful sweet spot of fame, at least for our generation, especially where it's bands that you totally love and grew up with that you can still see for normal prices in club venues.
You know,
Like I've seen them at least twice in Starland and a Pony, and I don't know where else, but it's always like it's always a GA small venue, run around, sing the songs, and they just like absolutely shred. I've said it so many times, but for a band that's just like can be written off as just like a 2000s pop punk band, like they got more guitar chops than anyone else in that
oh
class, as
yeah,
far as I'm concerned. I mean, maybe Jack O'Shea can give them a run for their money, but as a full band, like they are just sneaky metal. They're just a sneaky metal band. I'd put them in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
yeah, I
Hot
would too.
take.
But I kind of lean towards. I don't want to hope this is it. I'm trying to find the right way to say it, but I feel like it might be health related because he's like a shell of himself based on everything he's been through. And I'm wondering if just like him being on tour last summer was like, I really can't do this anymore.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible. Like we've seen him at his worst, like when he was really going through the alcoholism stuff, but he seemed like fine when we saw him last summer. I I think. I mean, and
Yeah,
again, we saw him for an hour and a half while he was on stage performing. So you can't get any true indication, but at least from like a fan point of view, he seemed fine. We've seen artists go up there and not be fine, so
also
he's
true.
already like a step above, but you don't know the toll it takes on people, so maybe that is it.
Do you have I mean, I guess we can't really say this without the album out yet, but I was going to ask if you had like an ideal set list you'd want to see for the final show around here.
Oh man.
Not to put
That
you on the spot, but
I mean that they're a band that I kind of like to let run with it because they have so much, but like for me personally, it's like All Killer No Filler and Chuck are like my big ones. I know like I feel like most people I talk to, uh um what is it? No
they're just looking
Helmets.
infected
This is infected. Yeah, I'm mixing up with Simple Plan since that was the
or
tour
half
name.
hour
But
power.
yeah, with Half Hour Power was like the OG album, right?
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
before
yeah,
I'll Killer No Filler.
yeah. No, I really like Chuck because it's so much metal. And then after they lost their one guitar player and they like eased up a
They're a
bit,
three piece.
I still like those songs like Underclass Hero. They really, yeah,
March of
they
the
can,
Dogs, the other one, right?
yeah. That one I don't know as well, but they can do anything because I know they're gonna dip into the hits, and they're gonna also dip into deep cuts, and they're gonna just shred on stuff for no reason. Hey, I made a pun. It was an
You
accident
did.
though. It was an accident. Yeah, I was trying to go see them on this tour. They're touring with the Offspring and Simple Plan right now.
But it's
But
not around here, right?
no, there's Jones Beach is like the closest, and it's Labor Day weekend, and that's just like not.
That's just a recipe for disaster.
No, maybe if I was a single man, I would just go off to concerts on those holiday weekends, but that's not really in the cards.
No, for either
I'll
of us.
I'll sit on the beach all day and then watch a shitty cover band at night at a bar. It'll be a great time, but
In
I wouldn't
Florenzi.
in Long Beach, Firenze. It's such a bummer though. We like they're OGs. Crazy.
I'm curious when this tour will be. Like, I'm
No,
assuming it'll be like the fall.
you need to
So it'll be
ask
like a Starland
you
show.
need to ask the other question.
When
When
is the
will
album
the
coming out?
yeah
The double album.
double album that we've literally been talking about for a year
Like, this announcement made the
with
hype
no
go up
singles?
even more.
Two albums and they don't have
Yeah.
one single from it they could give us? Come on, guys. But I also think like the double album thing with Heaven and Hell is gonna fare like really well for the end of their career because we're gonna get both sides of them at once, and it's gonna be plenty of music to digest with unlimited time. Like there's no rush to like get to know these songs. If anything, like make them last because that's the last
That's
we're
all we're
getting.
getting. Yeah. I hope it's good because like this is like going to be
I know.
the final punctuation mark on their band.
I I believe it will be good because of the double albumness of it. They I'm thinking that they won't have to find that balance between heavy and soft and like the two sides of their band, and instead they can just really commit to both. And also like to contradict ourselves a little, like I know we're joking, giving them a hard time, but it's a double album. So it's two albums. So like of course it's gonna take longer. So let them work, and when they want to give it to us, we'll be
We're
ready.
ready.
Yeah.
I will say the one thing that makes me a little nervous is like the last time a band delayed and delayed and delayed was A Day to Remember's You're Welcome. And we all know how that went. So I am a tad bit nervous, but I'm hoping if this is like their final album, like there's so much TLC going into it.
Well, we'll have to
So,
find out what label they're on, and that would help give us insight.
so you're saying if it's Fueled by Ramen, we're in trouble, even though Fall Out
They've
Boy was good.
been all right lately, I think.
And Front Bottoms are on that now too, right? And
Yeah.
Paramore.
I feel like the whole like went to Fuel by Ramen and like turned full pop kind of isn't as prominent as it was like 15 years ago, but maybe I'm just desensitized to it. And
Unless you're A Day to Remember.
yeah, well, uh, they made that choice. I think they would have made that choice no matter where they were. They better
They've got to
come
go
back
back. They
good.
got to go backwards now.
They gotta. I like don't even really listen to them anymore.
Damn.
It's not much that, and like I go through phases with stuff, and I definitely like wore them out for many years.
I did too.
But if that album was good, I'm sure they would still be in rotation more. Just puts a bad taste in your mouth when a band puts
Yeah.
out a real stinker. It like yeah, because even then when songs come on that you like, in the back of your head, you're like, what? Why aren't they still doing this? Like it's
Why'd
just
they
like
write
this
"fuck you, money"?
uh because fuck you money. That's why. Oh well. Whatever. A day to remember. Who cares? There's so much going on this week. We also have to get to the big lawsuit that's been going on with Ed Sheeran and Marvin Gaye. There's so much to
Was that a
unpack.
pun intended?
I don't even know what I did.
You're like, what's going on with Ed Sheeran? You're becoming
Yes.
what you hate.
I totally meant to do that.
I was like, that was a really well played introduction.
No, that is you just pulling puns out of regular old sentences.
Just looking for them.
This was crazy though. Like there's so much to unpack that I still don't even know if like I have it all correct. But like from my understanding is basically he was getting sued because his song I think it's called Heart sounds like Let's Get It On. And basically like it wasn't even like Marvin Gaye's like estate that was suing him. Maybe it was the estate. I don't know. There were people
Was
there
the label?
like his like grandchildren were there like apologizing to Ed Sheeran like we don't want this. And he's like, "Yeah, I know. Like I don't either." Like it wasn't it was well, I had it
Who has
somewhere.
his rights to his music?
Yeah. Yeah, someone like co-wrote it. Townsend something. Ed Townsend,
It wasn't Universal suing.
maybe. But
I'm just
but
looking at who
basically
has
they're
his
like
rights.
the stupidest part about this whole thing is that they were suing over what essentially came down to a chord progression, which is like
Insane.
absolutely insane. Like that's why I'm sure you saw that quote going around where Ed Sheeran's like, if I lose this, like I'm done making music. And you had all like the haters who are like, good, I hope he loses, blah blah. But like if you're like a music fan, like you can't possibly believe that other than trying to like make a joke because this would set such an awful precedent and it would like destroy songwriting for people. And the songs are similar. They're like the same tempo, the same progression, but then like there's a great Rick Beato video on it from like 4 years ago because that's when this started. But like Ed Sheeran like goes in a different direction with the chorus, the melody's different. Like it's nonsense. And it would really have been like it would have been really bad. So it's good that this didn't go anywhere.
To win for the music world.
Yeah. I heard he brought his guitar to the courtroom and he's like, look, like listen to all these pop songs I can play like with this song chord progression. Like this isn't a ripoff. This is just music. Like apparently he had to like miss his grandmother's like funeral or something for like the court cases and all this shit. It's
Yeah, so he was
ridiculous.
really pissed.
Yeah. It's insane. I don't know. Like, come on. What are we even doing here if we're suing over chord progression?
Did he play those songs with his eyes closed?
I because he's dancing in the dark. Is that where you go with that?
His song Eyes Closed.
Oh. I don't come on, you don't know that song.
Like one of the
Don't
few, and it's like that perfect and with Shivers. I think is the other one. Or Shape of
uh
You.
no shivers. Yeah, those are two.
Shape of You, right? That's one.
Yeah. Um yeah, I don't know. I don't know his song names, but I do like his songs. We played one of them at our wedding, the slow one.
Perfect. Like
I
that's
guess,
everyone's like wedding song. Not everyone, but like a
yeah.
lot of people
No,
use it as
like
their wedding song.
it's everyone's wedding song.
Yeah.
We danced
So
to it,
it's
but it was
okay to say
not
that.
it was not our wedding song. But honestly, like other than it being extremely popular, it's a great wedding song. So
It is.
whatever. But I thought it was just a Simple Plan cover because he's known for stealing all these songs. So he's just like, I'm sorry, I
He lost it
can't
all.
be. Nothing lasts forever. Not even the rights to his own music. Ed Sheeran. He built one hell of a career. I remember like a long time ago, there was videos going around. He would just play in the street with like that little guitar of his and just like kind of freestyle.
Like on Game of Thrones.
The best episode of Game of Thrones. It was all uphill from there. Did that bother you?
I don't know how to answer that.
Why not? As a watcher of television,
Like I never minded the cameos until that one. I'm like, this is a little too much. Like they're gonna have a singing night in the woods.
it it was a little much. Yeah, yeah. There's so much more to be bothered from than that scene.
Yeah, like the whole final season.
Game of Thrones is a lot like A Day to Remember. You know, they put out really, really good stuff.
It's a great
Then
comparison.
then they just sold out and they put out Fuck You Money and Battle for Winterfell, and both just fell hugely short. And now you can't
Delay,
even go
delay,
back.
delay.
Yeah, now you can't even go back and enjoy what you once loved because it taints the whole legacy.
They're supposed they're gonna try to with this Jon Snow show.
I still have to watch House of the Dragon too,
I
which I've
didn't
heard
watch
was
that
good.
yet either. I've had such a bad taste in my mouth from
Yeah,
the original show.
that's what I said. And then everyone I know who watches it is like, you should just stop being an idiot and watch it because it's not the same writers and it's good. I'll get to it.
I mean, they're not putting the next season out for like another year, so we got time.
Yeah, that's like a winter show anyway. Speaking
Winterfell.
of winter music, we had a new album this week that made me want to like crawl into winter and possibly die of frostbite.
Speaking of stolen chord progressions,
Are they known for that? Oh, from
for
Fish.
the first song.
Fish is going to sue the National over the use of a G note at the beginning of a song on piano.
Parko's gonna be so mad we're comparing them to Fish now. If he
Just
listens to
one
this
note
part,
on piano. It's literally the same note though.
it is.
It's like the same first two or three notes. It's just enough where in my head I'm like, oh, maybe it's theme from the bottom, and then it's just a boring national record.
Parko's gonna be very mad if he listens.
Look, Parko did a great job, and I enjoyed all the songs he played for us, and I left that episode feeling like I liked the National. And I stand by that, and I stand by liking the songs he showed us. This album is such a snooze fest that I don't even think I finished it. And if I did, I don't know because I was asleep. And no amount of Taylor Swift or Phoebe Bridgers or um who else do you have? He had a dude. Sufjan
Sufjan
Stevens.
Stevens.
How do you say that?
Sufjan?
Sufjan? I just know it
Is
from
it Sufjan?
when
Sufjan Stevens?
Childish Gambino sings about it on camp. He's like the only black guy at a Sufjan Stevens concert. I don't remember the whole bar or how he pronounces it, so it really doesn't help at all. Let's not rap Childish Gambino on this podcast. All right, moving on. Did you like the album, Brett?
I feel like the more I listen to it, the it gets a little better with each listen, I want to say. But I do pretty much agree with you. It is a little sleepy. Like there's like one song in particular. I think it's let's check my notes here. Oh yeah, New Order T-shirt. I wrote a slow, enjoyable song that I feel like could play during the end of an episode of How I Met Your Mother, where older Ted is giving a monologue.
Or
Like
after
that,
Marshall's dad dies.
or that too. Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Because there's a lot of
Yeah,
songs like that on this. I feel like. I mean,
I
I
did.
still believe Phoebe can do no wrong, so I did like her two songs.
I agree with you that some of these sounded like they would fit well in TV shows. And I would probably hear it in a TV show and go like, "Oh, that sounds pretty good." But it's just the song. I mean, we talked about it a ton with Parko, how that's their style is like these really slow, gradual builds. The problem is I don't feel like they really build to anything. And maybe
Yeah,
I'm just listening to too much brand new where they
grunge.
build up to like the giant wall of sound where it's like they go from nothing to like your headphones blowing out. And this is not that. They do like keep introducing more things to the music. Like, I don't know, not really instruments, but like, I mean, maybe a little, but I don't know. It just doesn't go. It goes from less than nothing to like nothing. That sounded harsher than I meant, but below sea level to sea level.
So this wasn't helping.
No, it wasn't. I'm sure that's a song name.
It is.
Uh, it. I really wanted to like not hate it.
Yeah, because like I reached out to Parko because like me and him didn't really talk for the 2 weeks the Devils and Rangers were playing each other. Because he
Ah,
texted me after game two, pretty much talking shit, and then it was all downhill for the Rangers after that. And I'm one that doesn't talk shit until the series is won.
oh, and you probably
So
had plenty of shit to talk.
I bit my tongue because I want them to go a little further. But I was like, I've been meaning to ask you what you thought of this. He's like, I
Wait,
liked it
can I
better.
can I
Go ahead.
predict what he thought real quick? Just because I feel like
I
it's
got a one sentence response.
a classic fan of a band who wants to like an album but doesn't is I think I need to listen to it more. So that's what you
Close, but no.
yeah. Ah, damn. Okay.
But
What'd he
that's
say?
the second thing a longtime fan would say, possibly.
Um,
I feel like you could probably guess it. If you don't get it
like
this time, though, I'll just answer.
like it's not my least favorite album.
That's very close, but no.
Uh
I liked it better than their last album,
ah, yeah, it was close. Yeah,
but I think he was still pissed about what happened with the Rangers. That was all I got out of him.
that was as well as he could say fuck you without talking about it.
Pretty much. That's why you wait till it's final. You don't gloat before it's won. For all sports fans out there.
Well, I would have done no gloating for this album from the beginning to the end. I liked I liked
Eucalyptus,
Grease in Your Hair.
the
Yeah,
Alcott
yeah.
with
Grease in Your Hair
Taylor
was
Swift.
good. Can you hear Jasper shouting in the background?
No,
Oh, he's just yelling. That's okay then. It's not in the air. No, I just talked about it for no reason. It's okay. He's a good boy.
love, hey.
I can't wait to talk about them, but I'll save them for the end of the episode. I got nothing more on this. I
Same.
will not be listening to it. I usually I try to sugarcoat things. This album I have no sugar for. It's a
You,
snooze fest.
for me, I do have to go back and listen to some of the stuff we talked about on the episode with Parko. I haven't really done that since his recording, which I'm sure he would
Yeah,
not be happy to hear. But I just feel like I have to be in a certain mood to listen to them and know it's like an environment where I can actually
yeah.
pay attention to everything going on, like
I
lyrically and musically, because I can't just be in the background because I'm gonna miss
no,
a bulk
no.
of what's going on.
It is all very subtle, which I if I'm gonna go to the sugar dish and get some sugar for them to coat it. I all their musical choices are very subtle and very deliberate, and there is no doubt to me that they're not great songwriters. I just thought these songs were boring.
You're not the only one though, because like Steve Hyden, who has the podcast, is IndieCast. Like Steve Hyden's been like, one of the biggest like trumpeters of the National for years, and like he's been like turned off by them recently, and like he wasn't even big on this one either. So
All right.
like it's a normal thought for people to people to have them right now.
Yeah, makes me feel a little better because I don't ever like being a hater. It's not well, I was gonna say it's not in my nature, but I could be pretty negative sometimes. But I try to keep it off the podcast because in the end we're just listening to music, so it's not all that bad. How is the Dave House Hoss
Pause, like pause with an
Hawes?
H.
Ah, how was the Dave Hawes album? Because I know Lauren really liked it.
I loved it. Like I feel like he's another one that just his like singer songwriter style gets like so much better with each album, and he's like very comfortable in his own skin now, and it's just the product speaks for itself pretty much, and it's only like 10 songs,
It's
like a half
short, right?
hour, so you can
Yeah.
listen to it like over and over again.
Yeah, that
But
was
like,
something Lauren said to me was she wished it was like 2 songs longer.
yeah, it
I don't
was a
know if
little
you,
too short,
yeah,
but it's a nice, easy one to hit repeat on. Like
nice.
Low was good, Damn Personal, Cheap Seats. Like I haven't seen him in years, and now I feel like I should probably go see him again soon.
You saw him open for like the Messengers or something?
So I actually heard of him
Right?
from Parco
Yeah.
because like they did this thing back in the day called the Revival Tour, where it's like Brian Fallon, Dave Hawes,
Ah,
Dan Adriano of Alkaline Trio, and Chuck Reagan of Hot Water Music, and they'd all just play like acoustic songs and they cover each other's songs and stuff, and it was
no, that's fun.
like there's a bunch of YouTube videos, like it's actually like, really good. But I got into him then, and then we went to go see him at the lanes, the old lanes, when
Yes,
the heat was broken in the winter
that's
and it was
fun.
freezing, but it was a great show. But that was
That's
the last time I
awesome.
saw him, and that was like almost 10 years ago.
Wow. Has he like gotten bigger since then? A little bit, or is he still kind of in that same area?
Same, I'd probably say probably the same area. Like if you're like a Gaslight Anthem fan, you probably like him, or if you listen to like Chuck Reagan, like kind of the same circles, I would say.
Nice. Yeah, I meant to check this out and I just forgot, which is disappointing because it's like you said, it's only 30 minutes. It's not even. It's 29:58. Significantly
Yeah,
less than 30 minutes. So it is a short album,
all of
but
two
like
seconds.
love a good short album.
But yeah, if you're like brand new to him, I'd go listen to Devour first.
Devour,
Like he wrote it
devour.
like going through a divorce, but it's like one of those albums where like the final song sums up everything that came before on the album and brings it like full circle.
Oh,
I'm always a sucker for that. So
yeah.
like what the Wonder Years are doing at that time,
Yeah, that's cool.
great album.
Nice. Devour. All right, I'll check it out. He seems like maybe early morning music.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But any time of day, really.
Okay. Yeah, I need to dig out of this grunge hole, so maybe you can help me.
I'm gonna be going in that grunge hole soon when I read this Pearl Jam book.
I'm ready when you are. I'm like nearly done with I mean, I guess I'd be going from one Pearl Jam book to another, but I'm still down.
I'm torn between this Pearl Jam book or the Bad Religion book.
Oh yeah, you were talking about that one too.
Might just flip a coin.
Yeah. You let me know what you're gonna read and I'll
Okay.
read it. And yeah, it doesn't have to be reading pressure. Like I know the storyteller I was always like bugging you if you read. I'll
No,
take
but
this one.
that was like an effortless read though.
Yeah, that one was
You'd be like, oh, I don't really feel like reading, and you pick it up. You're like, all right, I'm in for like I have to finish this chapter now.
yeah. Yeah,
I
I hope
can't
he does
stop in the
another.
middle.
I'd love him to do another.
I'm sure he will at some point.
Yeah. You want to do some skip repeats?
Let's do it.
Okay.
I think we have the same skip though, because you accidentally exposed me to yours, and I have to jump on that train with you.
All right, I'll start with my repeat. Um, so Fall Out Boy is selling so much for Stardust on vinyl, and it is infused with their own tears. Some are calling it crinyl. Some are.
That's very clever.
Yeah, not me, but some are calling it crinyl. It sold out like instantly, which is not surprising considering Travis Barker just sold out a bunch of enema kits. So really seems like you could just sell out anything these days if you're if you're a big band with a gimmick.
So were they like crying or like cutting onions? Like, how are they getting all these ears into the vinyl?
That's that's what I would love to know. Like I don't know. The one I had was that Josh Troman was easy to get tears from because they cut all his guitar parts out of the album. So he was probably already crying.
They remember the memories that weren't so great.
Ooh, that the ones they're not thankful for. I learned that Pete Wentz was married to Ashley Simpson and then divorced.
And watch your SNL performance.
Yes.
That's an all timer where like she gets caught and then just dances.
Yes, she wasn't trying to recover that one. That probably would have made him laugh. That might not have made him cry.
What's sad is like the band, like if you go back and watch that, the band was actually like killing it. It's just she got caught with not doing her parts.
One job. Not even. One job to make no noise would have been more fitting than what she did. Man, people got like real upset over that. That was big news back in whenever. Now it would be like, oh, whatever. Everyone does that.
Everyone would forget about it, like tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how they got these tiers. What band put like blood in the vinyl? Or like maybe they sold like shoes or something.
Is that like a Guar thing?
No, it was like I feel like Iron Maiden or like one of like the 80s bands did something with blood. I
Molly
was hoping
Crew,
you would know. Yeah, I
maybe.
think it was. That sounds like it sounds like something Motley Crue would do. Or like Ozzy,
Would be Ozzy
maybe
too.
Ozzy. I don't know, but yeah, Fall Out Boy selling vinyl with tears in it is like the most 2000s band thing you could do. And us buying it just like is not surprising at all. If I could have found one, I would have bought it. I mean, I don't know what the markup on Tears is like, but I wouldn't mind having the album just because it's a fun album.
Would that get moldy after a while? With there just being water sitting
Well, no, because
inside of plastic?
salt's like a preservative, and there's
Oh, that's right.
salt in your
It's not
tears.
real water.
Yeah, no, it comes with a box of tissues though for the tears, or maybe just really like the album.
Comes in a sleeve of Kleenex. Kleenex. I don't know why I just called it Kleenex.
Clean Hicks. You proud of me?
Very proud.
All right, thank you. But yeah, that's what I'm repeating this week is 12 Boys Tears crinyl vinyl. Maybe I'll find one in the used bin at the record store.
Gives me a chance to naturally transition into my repeat with Fall Out Boy talk.
What's that?
So this week is concert week for Live Nation, meaning they have tickets starting at $25 for a ton of shows they have going on this summer for Live Nation shows.
Ooh. Are you telling me Fall Out Boy tickets are $25?
And Fall Out Boy will be $25 starting on Wednesday, on the 10th through the 16th.
Let's go. Those gotta
Also,
be just like lawn seats, right?
I'm assuming, but like
Yeah. No,
that's
that's fine.
fine by
Yeah.
me.
Wow. Who else we
But
got?
so we got the All American Rejects Newfound Glory show. It's going to be $25.
That's
Avenged
good.
Sevenfold.
Oh,
Who else we got here? Brett Michaels, Counting Crows, Darius Rucker, Def Leppard and Motley Crue, Disturbed, Fall
I'd
Out Boy,
I'd see Disturbed.
Garbage, Godsmack and Stained,
Mm.
Incubus,
Eh,
Jason Aldean, Jimmy Eat World and Manchester Orchestra.
that's it. PNC or is that for the city thing?
Good question. That's a PNC I'd go.
Oh, I thought it was just in the city.
That's what I
Wow.
thought. I guess it's at all Live Nation venues.
Yeah, so maybe that Central Park counts.
That's true. And Matchbox 20, Nickelback, The Offspring.
Wait, is that all one show, or did you just read off a bunch?
I'm just reading off all the shows on here.
Because Matchbox 20, Nickelback, and The Offspring sounds just crazy enough to work.
Very 90s tour.
Yeah, I'm sure Third Eye Blind will pop in for a couple songs too. They're like always at
Why not?
PNC.
Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper together.
That'd be cool.
Sad Summerfest, which is Taking Back Sunday the Main.
I didn't know that
Shinedown.
was happening. Nope,
Smashing
there.
Pumpkins.
Shinedown has Game of Thrones syndrome right now. Game of Thrones:
Yes,
A
they
Day to
do.
Remember syndrome. Stinker album. They're off. They're off the radar.
I believe that's pretty much it for the podcast relevant one. Oh, Youngblood's on here, but I know you paid for that like a year ago.
Yeah, if anyone wants them, I was thinking about trying to just give them away on the podcast. I don't know that anyone would even take them, but
Are you trying to sell them?
I can't go. It's my dad's 60th birthday.
Uh,
Yeah,
but it's tough
jerk.
to buy tickets a year out.
Yeah, they weren't that expensive, but I was just, I just really like him. I always say it. And like, he's not from the US, so I feel like I want to do New Jersey proud. I like, I like when artists that aren't from here at all like come through and they're like, man, New Jersey's such a great spot. And they probably say that every time, but if it's a great spot, it won't be because of me, because I won't be there. So
Like if
yeah,
Cold Years ever comes here.
man, when you sent me the Gaslight dates, I had Cold Years in my head because like they kind of have a similar like branding style on their socials, like the same colors or something, like that gray and yellow. I don't know.
The
I got
positive
real
charge colors.
I got real excited. Yeah, exactly. And then I realized it was Gaslight, which I was still happy about, but I was so excited thinking Cold Years was coming here. By the time they
They
come here,
still
they're
have
gonna
not
have,
come,
yeah, it'll be on a new album by the time they come here, which is kind of a
unfortunately.
bummer, but whatever. Um, yeah, so Fall Out Boy, Avenged, Newfound Glory. That's three shows for the price of one right there.
Pretty much, yeah. If it's
Yeah.
25.
Yeah, that's really tempting. We gotta look at the dates and we should lock one down. Like especially if they're on sale like this, like we should
Yeah.
pick at least one and just like commit to it. Is Fall Out Boy with Pierce the Veil? Or am I mixing things up right now?
Bring Me the Horizon.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, same shit. Random, like, sort of metal band that's like on popular XM radio. They're all great bands. I'm just kidding.
Oh, if I was home for this Counting Crows one, I'd go. But I'll be coming back from vacation.
Uh,
They're with Dashboard.
that's cool. That's very 90s. Should I get to my skip?
Yes, R skip.
Our skip. So with concerts always on the brain, I tend to check the Stone Pony schedule pretty religiously. Actually, I should give credit to my friend Palazzi, Mike, who sent this one my way. But this is let me get the date right. June 5th at the Stone Pony, an evening with former New York Yankee Paul O'Neill. Please, please don't go crazy all at once. Hold your applause. This is like what? There's so much to like. I have so many questions about this whole thing. He's not performing. I don't think he's like giving a speech or anything. It's just an evening with Paul O'Neill. And then in fine print, not even fine print, just like header two print on the ticket, it says VIP and photo opportunity tickets available also. Which leads me to wonder, are people just buying tickets to go look at Paul O'Neill?
I
Like
think he's probably gonna just tell stories, probably, right? Like his playing career.
that that actually sounds not as bad. Because I mean, for the that 90s Yankees team was amazing. That shit
They
was
were a
so much
wagon.
fun. I used to just watch those games on VHS when I was like an 8-year old. It was so good. So maybe Paul O'Neill, like you go there and he'll he'll strike out and then he'll just start throwing bats into the crowd. And maybe like you get hit by a bat or a helmet or something.
That'd be pretty cool. That's
Yeah,
kind of
that'd be
worth the price
fun.
of admission.
Yeah.
Maybe not the photo op, but
I think if I met him, I would ask him if anyone has ever told him that he looks like Tom Hanks in Big. You
now I
see
think he
it?
should go just to say that to him.
Just to bring him an oversized coat, ask him to put it on. What?
Just give him the what was the name of the machine?
Zorbo,
Dora.
something like that.
It does start with the Z.
That the great Zorbo. That doesn't sound right.
Or just bring a giant piano in and have him like play with his feet.
At least then we'd be getting a musical show at the Stone Pony.
At least then it would make sense.
Yeah, play some chopsticks for the crowd. Let's go. Photo op tickets, 152 plus fees. VIP meet and greet, 252. Who's doing this? Are there grown adult men in there? Like, I just don't know who's doing this.
Are some pretty crazy Yankee fans.
Yeah, but I mean, I've met players before at like bank signings for free. Like, remember, I think I met Wayne Corbett like 19 times. That guy used to just come through all the time signing stuff. Tiki Barber was always around. Like, we weren't paying $200 to do that.
Hickey Barber.
Hickey Nodger. Oh God, help us all. Special guests, Keith McPherson and Brandon Steiner. Should I know who they are? Are they players?
I'm not sure who they are either.
All right. Special guests, Brian Fallon and Isaac Brock. Well,
It's funny you bring that up. I was listening to like the band playing on Modest Mouse this weekend, and it's a really good
oh,
episode.
I gotta listen to that. I've been
I have like an hour left.
trying to learn dashboard on my guitar because it's like weird chords. I'm trying to learn chords I don't already know, and that's accomplishing that. But like, I don't think I could ever sing and play that because it's just so like jumpy.
It's like want to dance to it.
Yeah. But he'd be real fun to cover because like you get to do like crazy voices when you sing his parts. He's so animated with the way he does everything. I just love it.
Like doing the cockroach.
Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna keep trying. Like, there's not a time limit on how long it'll take me to learn this song, so I can just keep chipping away. And then I could sing like a maniac.
Should learn Bankrupt on Selling on acoustic.
Oh, that would be nice. Bankrupt on selling. Trying to remember how it goes.
I'm pretty sure it's all acoustic, that song. Unless it's an electric guitar, it just has tuned differently.
No.
It's acoustic, right?
Yeah, this is acoustic. This is a good one. I could probably do
I think
that.
there is electric over it. Like there's like towards the end.
Yeah. And he's like an insane lyricist. His
He was
stuff
still
will
like a
just
teenager when he wrote that album, which is insane.
wow. Yeah,
Which I learned from the episode.
97. Band's playing.
Bandsplain, very good podcast, but episodes are like 5 hours long, so it's gonna take you a little while to get through
That's fine with me.
because they play like the full songs that they're talking about. It's kind of like what we do with our roadmaps. If you were to include every single song,
I'm ready to just start including songs because I listen to a ton of podcasts that play clips of songs. and
I think you can, as long
I
as it's
guess
through
it's
Anchor.
fine. No, because I don't think it has to be. Because like when I listen to certain podcasts, it doesn't like, all right, I don't want to get too into the weeds here. But like at the end of 60 songs, when he plays the song, it like plays it through Spotify, which is how Anchor does it. But like when he's just playing those like 10, 15 second clips, it's not showing up. That's not
It's
playing
in the
through
mix.
Spotify.
Yeah.
They're just adding it in post. So like, I don't know. I kind of just want to just add a bunch of song clips 1 week and just see what happens. Like, what are they gonna do? Take
Play us out with Dashboard.
all right. I always if for anyone listening, if you ever listen to the very end of the episode, I usually play something on guitar because it just makes me happy. But I don't think anyone really hears the play out. Or most of the time it's just the funk song of me covering Steam by Fish with Brett going, Notch every 7 seconds, which was so fun to make. All right, let's get to general AdPhishion and then wrap it up because we've been going a while. I love Fish so much.
So much
And
that you resubscribed like way before
I
the
can
summer
hear
tour.
I can hear the listeners turning off the podcast. No, it's only 1 month before summer tour, right? Doesn't start in June or is it July? Whatever. I
Thought it was
needed
July.
I needed the theme of this episode has been me trying to get out of the grunge hole, and what better way to do that than Fish. The other day I was driving home from God damn, I hate myself. So I was driving home from disc golfing, and this is the most like cliche bullshit you've ever heard. But I'm driving home from disc golfing, and it was a 45-minute drive. So I put on the 43-minute tweezer from the Greek, and it took me home. It's real nice. It wasn't a dark tweezer though. It was more of like an upbeat tweezer. It got a little weird at like 23 minutes, and then they brought it back.
Out of the
But
freezer.
yes, they brought it out of the freezer. It started to thaw out, and then they put it back in the freezer.
With
Like
Uncle Ebenezer.
it was all over the place. It was a weird one though. I kind of like when tweezers get dark and scary, and this one wasn't really dark and scary, but it was still a fun listen.
So I want to hear a maze live. I feel like that gets really scary.
Yeah, it it does get pretty weird. It's not one of like the darker songs though, I don't think. Like a Carini gets really dark, or like uh
What's the one with
honestly
the puppet that comes
tweezers.
alive again?
Esther.
Esther. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just a
That one's
scary,
dark, right?
scary lyrical story. But yeah, there's if you just look up on Spotify like evil
Dark
fish
fish.
jams. Evil fish jams should get you some of those that get like dark and weird.
Lengthwise.
Filthy evil fish. uh
Is lengthwise on there?
I don't see it. I don't think lengthwise does that get evil? Isn't that
Probably
just when
not.
he's
No.
talking about laying in his bed?
Yep.
Yeah,
He
I don't
sleeps
know. Just
diagonally.
they're just I just put them on and like I feel good. It's like instant. It's like medicine. It's
Gives
really
you
crazy.
sense and subtle sounds.
It's a good one. Does give me sense and subtle sounds. They have one called Mountains in the Mist. It's a really nice one. Lonely Trip. There's some like that they always play together kind of, and I don't know. I'm rambling, but they just have been good summer music. So go ahead and resub, Brett. Do it. Do it.
I was gonna do it right around the garden run. So that way if I'm not there I can still enjoy the whole run.
You can enjoy yourself. Come on, man.
Very much
You
so.
walked into that one.
Or did I alley oop it to you to throw
Uh,
back?
uh, thank you. You feed from the bottom, I feed from the top. Wait, you got a sub for the whole summer tour so we could listen to the shows. I mean, you don't have to, but you should. It's only like
When's
10
the
bucks.
for the first date?
Uh, July 7th.
I will subscribe then. That
Okay,
actually does line up with the garden shows.
perfect. Yeah, because you do. I don't know if that's true or not. I just said it as if it was true. It could be sooner. I hope it's
It
sooner.
might
I
be
don't want to
June.
wait till maybe it's June 7th. Looking things up on the podcast. June 15th. Yeah. I can't wait for our show. It's gonna be good.
Are you gonna listen to Mike Gordon's album this week?
Oh yeah. I meant to tell you, which I don't have to because you knew about it, but he's got an album coming out this week, and I think Hot Mulligan is this week.
It is. And
Let's
then I think
go.
we're gonna start to hit some busy weeks coming up. I know
Wait,
it's the first week of June.
so for Hot Mulligan, like you have to listen to You'll Be Fine before Friday.
I should do my homework on them this week. Yeah.
Just
Starting
if I
tomorrow.
I promise you, if you put that album on tomorrow, it's only like 29 minutes and
You'll
58
be fine.
seconds. Yeah. If you put that on tomorrow, I can almost guarantee you'll listen to it like 5 more times before Friday, at least. You might even just put it on 5 more times tomorrow. How was I on timing? Is it 29 minutes and 58 seconds? Just like,
31 minutes.
that's the longest album I've ever heard.
It's a green squirrel in pretty bad shape.
Is what?
It's a green squirrel in pretty bad shape.
Where? Uh, huh. They have ridiculous song names, but
They do.
for some reason, I don't remember that song name.
Like the last one is called the song formerly known as Intro.
That's good. Yeah,
The
the
only
new
song I know
album
by them is like the Armadillo one.
I don't even really know that one because that's not on this album.
That's on Pilot.
That's a good first album name.
It's how do you know it's not armadillo shells?
I I don't know. How do you know?
They
Oh
really do have
man.
great song names. They have one called All You Wanted by Michelle Branch.
And did you see they have a song called featuring Mark Hoppus?
And he's on it, right?
No, he's not. That's the best part.
No, but didn't he join them for like a bonus one or a deluxe one or something? Or am I making that
Uh
up?
I don't remember if it was just because of that song something came out about it, or maybe you're right. I don't remember. But I remember they like reached out to him if they could legally put his name on a song, and I think he was like, "It's fine. You'll be fine." That's gonna be a great album. Listen to that and listen to You'll Be Fine. Also good summer music. A lot of yelling, but it's good. Good yelling.
Good yelling is always good.
Yeah. Yeah. Put that on a t-shirt. Put it on
Good yelling is
Spotify.
always good.
Put it on Spotify and then ship it to me in 2 weeks. 2 weeks is a long time for a shirt to come in the mail.
It is very long.
We're living in a 2-day shipping society. Like 2 weeks. What's that all about? But it's a pretty cool shirt. No one else buy it. I want to be the only one who has it. No, I'm just kidding. Everyone buy it. We can wear it together. All right, let's get out of here.
We came full circle, so it's
We
good
did.
timing.
We did shirt to shirt, hand spun like the cotton in my veins.
From the bottom to the top.
I live off of morsels that you happen to drop. See everyone next week. Bye.
Bye bye.